You are listening to the Fringe Radio Network. FringeRadioNetwork.com.
You're listening to Earth Oddity, a weekly odyssey into all the oddity planet Earth has to offer. And now, serving it up are Christopher Tiny Sullivan and John Long.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Earth Oddity Podcast. You have reached the bad boys of Southern Evangelical, it's not radio,
podcast
humor.
Yeah.
You have reached the Southern Evangelical, the bad boys. Let me start over. You have reached the bad boys of Southern Evangelical humor.
Don't cut any of that out. Leave it just like that.
And we're Baptist.
The unofficial, the unauthorized, and the unappreciated voices of Southern Baptists across the nation.
Yes.
I am Tiny, sitting here with my co-host, John Long.
Hello, everybody.
And his middle son, Hudson Long.
The co-host.
The co-host.
I say special guest.
Yeah, special guest.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't want you thinking this is a regular thing.
Yeah.
Got to pay your dues.
That's right. You had sat in a closet long enough.
And did you have a good week? What was your week like?
I had a real good week. I kind of got a promotion at work.
All right.
So that's been huge news and getting used to that. But it's been a really good week. Hadn't had anything too bad go on. How was your week, Hudson?
It was good. School stuff.
Yeah, Hudson, they had, Red Ribbon Week at school?
Yeah, I was in these games. I was doing the thing that the Oklahoma Sooners do whenever they beat Texas, the horns down thing.
Yeah.
I did that to the 8th grade. They nearly beat me up.
Okay.
Why was that controversial to the 8th graders?
I don't know. They didn't know what it was because they don't watch football and they're nerds.
Okay.
My favorite part of all of it was each week the school, or each day the school would have like a theme.
Yes.
And they would post pictures of the kids' dresses. I think like one day's neon day, so Hudson wore like a neon shirt. Well, then they had dress as your favorite movie or TV character or book character. Mm-hmm. And I was looking through the pictures on the school Facebook page, and there was a group of kids. They all had on like Harry Potter stuff,
right,
or superhero stuff. And right in the front, Hudson knelt down with just his straight hoodie and blue jeans on. And so I asked him what character he was, and he said he was Adam Sandler.
I do a good Adam Sandler impression.
Please, Billy, please, no gibberish tonight, please, I beg you.
Dooba-dooba-doo.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So, yeah. Anyways, and what'd you say?
Cut that out.
No, we're leaving that in. 100% doobie-doobie-doo.
Shut up!
So how was your week, Tiny?
It was very busy. I worked 3 12-hour shifts, and my family was in Orange Beach. And
Yeah,
I
right.
was left to
Fend for yourself?
Yes.
Yeah.
I ate pizza every day.
Awesome.
Nice.
Play a lot of video games?
No, because I was working, so
Okay.
I didn't get. Although Friday, I did take Friday off. I went to the UA podcast meetup.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Got to hang out with Kevin and Liz.
Yeah,
at that.
I'm sure
there wasn't
that
a lot
was
of
fun.
people there, but it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Then we went and hung out after that. So we went to a place called the Alcove.
Oh yeah, I know where the alcove
And
is.
I was-
Whoa, Baptist
Hold
guy
on.
going to a bar here. Whoa.
Whoa.
I want to assure all of my Baptist friends that I was every bit as lame as we Southern Baptists have vowed to be. I just sat at the table and hung out, didn't
Right.
even drink a soda pop.
Okay. Yes. I've been to the alcove before myself. Yeah, it's a nice little place. So anyways, let's get it kicked off here.
Let's do it.
Why don't we just, Hudson, why don't you go ahead and go? That way you can go do fun stuff instead of sitting in here for us the rest of the day. Oh, technical difficulties.
All right, I remember most of it.
No, let's. Come on, man.
We don't do fake news here.
Okay, so creationist Ken Ham wants you to threaten kids with eternal hell on Halloween.
Okay.
Okay.
And for reference, this is a guy that made a Noah's Ark.
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. He's head of the Noah's Ark museum.
So, along with checking Halloween candy for, weed and stuff. Can I say that?
Yes, you can say
Yeah,
weed.
you can see. I mean, I would like to. There's a good chance there's not any weed in your
No.
kids' candy because I promise you, who's ever putting it in the candy is going to be eating it themselves.
Right. Well, yeah, people just don't give away drugs.
Right.
And from what I know.
Razor
Right.
blades. All right, just says
Yeah.
it in here.
Okay, weed and razor blades.
All right. So, Ken Ham, who runs a Noah's Ark themed attraction in Kentucky, is encouraging Halloween followers to hand out gifts that are more than candy and trick-or-treating. One way you can do this once a year opportunity is by giving gospel tracts to children and or parents along with their candy and treats.
Okay, hang on. How would you feel about getting a gospel tract on Halloween?
I would be like, man, I already go to church. What do I need with this?
Now, we know Granny gives out tracts, right? She
Yeah.
gives out little bags with treats, and it has a little track in it.
But there's still candy, though, right?
yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely candy. Usually, like a spider ring will be in there, too.
Cool.
She hooks them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he also hands fake $1 million bills with T-Rexes, dinosaurs, and all that stuff in the Halloween bags.
Okay.
So this funny money is worth far more than $1 million, says Ham, which could make the retail price of $8.99 for 200 of them an absolute steal.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And on the back it says, "Have you ever lied, stolen, or used God's name in vain?"
I've lied and stolen. I
Okay.
think I'm clear for the most part on the God's name and vain thing.
All right.
It also says, "If so, you've broken God's law. The
Yes.
penalty for your crimes against God is death and eternal hell,
That's true.
Okay. Yeah.
because God is holy and just."
Right.
True.
And then he has another bill in it, which he wants to give out to little kids, which warns against lust, which he says is also the same as committing adultery.
Okay. Jesus kind of said that, too.
And on the back of that bill, it says, "God sees you as guilty of sin. The penalty of sin is death and eternal hell." Now, he says that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's only half the story, right?
Right.
The other half
The
is
other,
that Jesus died for you, so you don't have to do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you believe in dinosaurs.
well, apparently he does, because he's putting them on $1 million bill. He says that kids love these. What if I got one and it's a fake $1 million bill with dinosaurs on? That's going straight in the trash.
Okay.
You're not going to use it to try to punk some of your
No.
friends.
And also on the back it says, "If you use God's name in vain, you go to eternal hell." I'm not going to show that to my friends.
Okay.
That just seemed weird.
I would probably try to buy something and drive through with it.
Leave it as a tip.
Can you break $1 million bill? It's worth way more than $1 million.
That's right. So, anything else in the story, big guy?
He urges people to hand out booklets of the evil modern day Halloweens, and he does reverse trick-or-treating,
Mm-hmm.
and he hands out goodies,
Mm-hmm.
which of course include his gospel booklets.
Okay.
Trick or
So,
treat.
Ken Ham here is wanting us to pass out Bible tracts
Bible tracts.
for Halloween instead of candy.
Well, I'm
Or maybe
I was about to say
along
I'm
with
cool
candy.
with that so long as the candy comes along with it.
Yeah. You want to get
Yeah.
some candy.
I
That's
don't-
like the people who leave a tract with their tip money, but they
Right.
don't leave any tip money in it at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Hudson, tell us about you and dinosaurs. Do you believe in dinosaurs?
Well, personally,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yeah.
They were put there by Satan.
Let me ask you this question, Hudson.
It's the second reincarnation of the snake that gave Adam the
Yeah.
Let's ask you this question. How old do you think the Earth is? Let's get controversial.
All right, look,
Let's just kick it off.
all right, look. So personally, this may not be the same way with you. I think it's like around like a million or so years old, however.
Heretic.
Yeah. But look, hear me out. But I also think God was controlling all of this during it, because one day in heaven is like 1,000,000 years down
Right.
on earth.
Okay.
So if God created everything in 6 days, that's at least 6,000,000 years.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, don't tell anybody at church that. They won't like it.
Yeah.
I would like to say that we know scientifically that time is relative, right?
Exactly. Yes,
So,
we do.
seeing as that we don't perceive time the same place here on Earth as other places in the universe.
It may be that we don't perceive time the same way as the guy who created time.
That's true.
You know?
I would think that the Earth is somewhere between 6,000 and 5 billion years old. Right. Somewhere between there.
Depending on the testable evidence.
But maybe in some parts of the universe it's older than that.
Maybe so.
So, I don't know.
So, Hudson, now that we got you live on the show, let's hear. I told everybody last week that you get a Make-A-Wish. You're not dying.
I'm not dying, no.
No. Let's hear. What do you want? Is this your Make-A-Wish?
For dinosaurs to come back to life? But no.
You're going to have to get in touch with Dr. Hammond.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll go over to Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do you want to announce anything here? Not to put any pressure on you.
I don't know. I was thinking about going to Hawaii and seeing all the dead dinosaurs and bringing them back to life.
Okay.
I didn't know there was dinosaurs in Hawaii.
I didn't
think
either.
there is. I'm
Okay.
not sure. I mean, there's volcanoes, so it has to be somewhere.
Maybe your wish should be for Mr. Tiny to go catch orang pendek over in the Philippines and bring him back for science.
Yeah, we can go catch the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He's like Bigfoot, but he's like a dwarf Bigfoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't. I'm not up on Filipino. Bigfoot.
I like Filipinos on my pizza.
And nachos and Filipinos.
What was the name of it?
Orang pendek.
All right, I'll search that up.
Well,
This is for
science. Yeah, so if you wanted to go to Hawaii, that would be cool. I don't really care what we do. We could mix it into some sort of Alabama football recruiting trip, since Tua and his brother, there may be other Islanders who want to come play football for us.
There might be 3 at Tagovailoa.
That's right.
Yeah, in a couple of years we'll have Tia Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hudson, you got anything else you want to say to America?
America? I thought those were just
Well,
Alabama.
this actually goes
That's
worldwide.
true. This is for the world. Yeah.
Yeah, we have listeners in the country of Auckland and and all over. So yeah, we have listeners all over. Do you have anything to say?
No. Are they like Russian spies or?
There could be some.
There
Russian
could
spies.
be Russian spies.
Yeah, we could be Russian spies.
The goose flies at midnight, by the way.
What if you find out one day that I'm a spy?
That depends for which country.
Oh yeah.
The country of Auckland.
Yeah, for the country of Auckland.
Yeah, Auckland's doing some research for World War III.
Aucklandians unite.
Yo.
Yeah. So nothing else you want to say? You want to fire off any of your fat or your going bald jokes for the world to hear about me?
Okay. So we had a couple, like a month back, we had some lice in Libby's hair, and I said to him,
True. We did. And a little Frost kid may have brought some into here.
And I said to him, "You don't even need to get checked for lice because you're so bald."
No, yeah. There we go. Yeah, most people's kids are like, I love my dad and stuff. My kids are like, oh, you're just fat. Yeah.
I would like to say that's a smooth move to blame the lice on the foster kid.
No,
It couldn't have been any of my kids.
well, all I'm saying is we never had him, and we get him coming in here, and now we did. So
something's different.
yeah, something's
Something
changed in the
changed.
mix. So thanks for telling the world that we had a head lice scare. I appreciate that.
That was our Halloween episode in the house.
True. Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Okay. Well, Hudson, thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
I love you.
He looks confused.
Yeah, love you too.
All right.
All right.
Oh, does it embarrass you for me to say I love you on the podcast?
Nah, I just don't want the Auckland spies to hear me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I got you.
You're safe.
You probably need to cut
You're in
that
the
out.
circle
That's a
of
bit
protection.
That's a bit
A bit what?
how do you say controversial?
Controversial.
It's a bit controversial.
Well,
Yeah.
we've talked about how smart you are. You don't know controversial?
I can't. Well, just because I
It's a
can't
wild
say
word
it.
to not know.
I was asking how to say it, and then I said it right. So
Uh-huh.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks, son. We got you fixed up for another year. Then we'll let you come back on.
got it.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, whatever happened to your podcast?
Oh, yeah, you were doing a
The
podcast.
People's Voice with Hudson Long.
Well, you see,
The people got quiet.
yeah, the people shut up.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, there's probably still some people who subscribed to it and forgot about it, and I'll just start recording stuff on there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You should do that.
I just record stories about Hudson.
Yeah.
Hudson also did not enjoy the preacher today.
It took too long.
Really? Oh man, I
Too
thought,
long.
and it wasn't. We had like a guest preacher. It's a missionary from Mexico.
They sang, that song in Spanish, and
Yeah.
Hudson was like,
On the way home, I said, man, when they sang that song that went, Jesus, something, Despacito, that was a good song.
Okay.
oh, sorry, I bumped the table. Okay. See you, bud.
I've been on
Right,
this show
man.
twice and I haven't even bumped the table.
You've been on this show twice. Both times have been lackluster. I gotta say. Expecting more out of you both times.
Well, you got lackluster hair, so.
No, yeah. Ooh, tell me something I don't know. I own a mirror.
Yeah, we see a different image than we see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Your mirror image isn't exactly what you look like to other people. It's wild to think about.
Yeah. Well, it's like your voice sounds different to other people than
True.
you hear yourself.
Yeah.
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 You're just ugly.
Yeah. I am.
Okay, bye.
Too bad you look like me.
Okay, bye.
Fist bump. Hey, stay strong. Come what may.
Don't go fight with Logan. We don't need all that.
Let's hear it for Hudson Long, everybody.
Yeah. Here for Hudson. He always has a lot of material until he actually goes live.
Hey, when we first started this, that was absolutely the case with
Yeah.
me too. It's
Uh-huh.
like I'd sit down in front of the mic and my mind would just go blank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
It takes a
anyways,
while.
I wish he would start his little podcast back
He
up.
should. Yeah.
He just,
Look great on a college resume.
that's right. That's right.
Well, how about this for our next story? As I'm sure you're familiar with Tom DeLonge,
Yeah.
frontman of Blink-182.
All the small things, true care, truth brings.
Is he the front man or the drummer?
No, he was a guitarist, but
Was
he was
he?
also lead singer, I believe. Yeah.
I mean, you could be right. Oh, yeah, because their drummer was like Travis Barker or something. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, who was a really good drummer.
Also, avid ufologist.
Yes, he is.
He has his academy, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences.
Right.
And now, this is being published on futurism.com. He has supposedly some metallic samples from some supposed UFO craft.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Get a load of
So
this.
how did he get a hold of him? Does it tell us?
The headline here is Tom DeLonge's UFO research group partners with the U.S. Army.
Okay.
In late September, Alien and UFO Research Group, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Sciences, or TTSA from now on, confirmed in a New York Times question and answer that it had obtained, quote, exotic material samples from UFOs,
Okay.
end quote. At the time, a member of the Tom DeLonge founded organization told the New York Times that it was looking for partners to help it thoroughly analyze the samples, and now the UFO Research Group claims that it's partnered with the U.S. Army. On Thursday, TTSA announced that it had signed a cooperative research and development agreement with the U.S. Army's Combat Capabilities Development Command. That means that the Army will provide the TTSA with laboratories, expertise, support, and resources that it needs to further its research into
Wow.
these samples.
Okay.
As for how the Army could benefit from the partnership, according to the announcement, the TTSA will provide technology solutions related to space-time metric engineering, quantum physics, beamed energy propulsion, and active camouflage.
Man.
The goal is to enhance survivability and effectiveness of multiple Army systems.
Wow.
So we're going to take this alien technology, or supposedly alien
Right.
technology, and make, Terminators
Right.
for the
Or
Army.
Just figure out how to beat them.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Beat them at their own game.
It says here, whether the partnership pans out or not, the existence does raise questions about whether the TTSA might actually have some alien tech and whether the U.S. military wants to get its hands on it. Quote, our partnership with TTSA serves as an exciting, non-traditional source for novel materials and transformational technologies to enhance our military ground system capabilities, Joseph Cannon of U.S. Army Futures Command said in the announcement. At the Army's Ground Vehicle Systems Center, we look forward to this partnership and the potential technological innovations forthcoming.
Wow.
So there you go.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
I know. What do you have to say
If
about
true.
that? If
Yeah.
true. Again, this is, well, I mean, that was a statement from the supposed army,
Right.
Command center that's it was a statement from them and a statement from, TTSA
Right.
saying that we're going to do this. So,
Well, I'm just saying, the skeptic in me saying,
right.
is this just Tom DeLonge has figured out a way to get like some government contracts to keep some money rolling in because Blink-182 isn't really making a lot of hit records anymore.
Well, I mean, I believe that Blink-182, I mean, I would assume if they wanted some more money, all they got to do is go on tour again, right?
Yeah,
Because people still love that band.
I mean, I guess. I was never a Blink-182.
I wasn't either, but see,
Head.
I'm not huge into punk music, so
Yeah. Is that really punk, though?
it's derivative.
Yeah, I get like commercial
Punk-ish.
pop punk.
Yes,
Yeah.
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 So-
like, kind of like Green Day was punk and then they went mainstream or whatever. Yeah.
Precisely.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have anything against their music. I'm just saying,
Well, I'm the same as you. I mean,
is
again,
it me
this
to go
is
like what if I showed up one day and was like, hey, government, I got a bunch of alien technology over here. Give me a contract. I'll let you know all
and really,
about
it's just a bunch of paper clips,
it. Right. Yeah. Or like some Lego stuff my kids built.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
That absolutely could be the case here. Although it is interesting when you just think that they were the ones who released the UFO footage.
True.
It was the gimbal video and
Right.
the Tic Tac, the Nimitz incident, and then
Yes.
one other one.
Right.
And then the Army, the Navy,
It was
they
like,
came
yeah,
out
it's
and were
true.
like, no, this is legit.
Yeah.
This is true. So,
Right. I mean, and I don't necessarily not believe in aliens or anything. I don't believe in them as much as I believe in Bigfoot. But, you
well,
know,
I've stated my position before. I mean, UFOs, I think there's too much evidence. There's definitely something out there flying around.
right.
Now, whether or not they're aliens or just super technologically advanced terrestrial craft
Right.
or time warriors,
I don't know.
dimensional travelers,
Nephilim.
sliders.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be any of that stuff.
Could be anything.
Right.
But it's not enough to just poke fun at the
Right.
UFO conundrum or anymore.
Right.
Like, you can't just make fun of it because we do have them on
Right.
video.
Well, we know what the golden eagle of the apocalypse says, and that is that
It's a great deception.
is that aliens will be how they join the world, how the world bands together to combat aliens, which
Right.
will bring in the one world government, and then the downfall, and then Armageddon comes. So-
Right.
But whatever. He's a millennialist or whatever. So whatever. That's just what our friend the golden eagle says. So.
Well, the Tic Tac incident. I look forward to minty fresh breath for all humanity. If this turns out to be true.
They got on me. Yeah, they got on me. But it's pretty fascinating that we've kind of taken some light years steps, in at least acknowledging that there's something going on,
Oh, yeah. I
because
mean,
for
that's-
forever the government's like, no, you guys are crazy,
Mhm.
and people
And
who-
anytime the news talked about it, it was immediately followed by the X-Files theme music.
yeah, right.
You
Yes.
know?
And like anytime anybody came out, I was like, hey, I saw a weird, light going around and it was not flying like a traditional flame would. People would be like, that dude's
Well,
insane.
you're crazy.
Yeah,
And then
right.
that guy's like, actually, I teach science
Right,
at
yeah.
a university around
And,
here.
hey, I mean, I saw it with my own two eyes.
And people are
guys.
still like, no, you're crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of glad in
Yeah.
that, hope it filters down to us Bigfoot world people,
Yeah.
So
I would really like to believe it's our tech. I hope it's our tech.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
I don't want to be attacked by aliens.
Well, I mean, the Nimitz incident was back in 2004?
Yeah.
So they haven't attacked yet.
No.
Now
But
maybe
could.
they could be.
They could at
You know.
any time. I don't know. But whatever. If that happens, it happens. I'm
Yeah.
not afraid to die.
Whether
Everybody
it
knows
be,
that.
aliens from Zeta Reticuli or the Russians.
Yeah.
Or the Chinese.
True.
There for a while, I thought they were all Japanese people because they're super highly advanced and they're like short gray people. I was like, they're Japanese.
That's slightly racist, Tony. Slightly. Just a little problematic for a guy from Alabama to say that stuff. Okay? Just to let you know. All right. Well, let's move on before we get into a deeper hole here. It's hunting season, right?
Yeah.
Everybody loves hunting season. Very popular time. Men around the country, especially the South,
Especially in the Southeast.
head out hunting. Their wives cheat on them, and and they feel better about themselves because they kill an animal.
Right.
Well,
And then eat said animal.
That's right. Yeah, eat the animal. That's pretty common. So this comes to us out of Yellville, Arkansas. Go Hogs, by the way.
Just not last weekend.
Game didn't turn out like I thought. It'd be a little closer than it was. But you know, I mean, that's what happens. I hate it for Arkansas, man. I really feel bad for them. But the headline reads, Hunter dies after deer attacks him.
Yikes.
Yeah. So this is a tragedy, by the way. Let's not make light of the fact that a man lost his life here. Says on the list of odd hunting related deaths the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission has investigated, this one has to be tops. I've worked for the Game and Fish Commission for 20 years, and it's one of the stranger things that's happened, said Keith Stevens, who's the chief of communications for the agency. Officials said 66-year-old Thomas Alexander shot a buck with a muzzle loader while hunting deer near Yellville. I don't know how long he left it there, but he went up to check on it to make sure it was dead, and it evidently wasn't, Stevens said. Stevens said that's when the deer attacked. It got back up, and he had several puncture wounds on his body. The agency reported Alexander was by himself, but able to call his family, who called emergency responders, and he later passed away in the hospital. The Arkansas Game and Fish Commission said it's unclear whether Alexander died from those puncture wounds or from another cause like a heart attack. It's my understanding that there's not going to be an autopsy, so we may never know what actually happened, Stevens said.
Well, now, I'm not a doctor, but I would believe that those huge puncture wounds all over him at least played a part.
Especially if one got into his lungs.
Oh,
you know?
Gosh.
It's tough. That's tough.
And, you know, again, not to be controversial, but maybe that's why you do need a high capacity magazine for hunting.
Well,
okay.
Hard to reload that muzzle loader real quick, you know?
Yes.
It says when you get up there, this is a chief communications officer who went on to say that there was an incident earlier about 4 or 5 years ago where a guy did get attacked by a buck and got stuck, but he survived. It says when you get up there, be really careful around it because it may not be dead. But if you let them lay there for a while and they don't move, he may have done that. We just don't know. Which is pretty standard. You shoot a deer, you let it lay there for a while before you actually get out and go running up to it. I'm not a big hunter now. I put another couple of them in there.
Yeah, kill shot.
Just to make sure when I get up a little closer, you know. And I don't want to die.
And I mean, that's better for the animal too, right? Than to just lay there and die slowly.
Bleed out, right? But
it's merciful to just go ahead and finish it off.
Yeah, it's tough, but there are dangers in hunting, and this is one of them. The deer will fight back. You know,
there is no way I know that if this is a true story or not, because it's just one of those, you hear stories growing up and you're like, oh, that's interesting or whatever. I heard a story about a dude that was hunting one time and he killed a big buck and he put his gun on the antlers and was going to take a picture.
Oh, yeah.
And he stepped back to take a picture and it actually got up and took off with his gun on his antlers.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Then the buck's like, who's laughing now, buddy?
What if he didn't even hit it? It was just laying there. It was all a trap.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a huge hunter. Never have been. Don't really have anything against hunting. It's just not my thing. I'm not into killing stuff. But I've killed deer before, and the first deer I ever killed, actually, I shot it and it ran into a tree and died.
Oh, man.
And I broke his neck on the tree. So that's an effective strategy for people.
Maybe you could just scare it.
Yeah, just scare it right into a tree. Yeah, but you would never expect, let's say I get the call, Tiny was out hunting, thought he killed a deer, and then the deer killed him. My first question would be like, hey, what y'all gonna do with that meat though? I mean, off the deer. Like y'all got the deer, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Don't let it be for waste.
Right. Yeah. Don't let it go to waste. I'll eat it in memory of Tiny.
Yes.
Like this tenderloin is in memory of Tiny, guys. Let's all bow and pray.
And you can take Tiny's body and feed 1,000 buzzards.
What if we taxidermied you like wrestling the deer to the ground or something?
Yes.
That would be kind of wild.
How about a statue in my honor?
This dude right here, though, needs to he killed the deer that killed him on his tombstone more than anything,
He does.
And I respect him hunting with a muzzle loader. A lot of people do that. It's a pretty cool way to hunt. Makes it a little more difficult, too.
Yeah. It does.
you know, because a deer is a deer. And they're pretty cunning animals, but, you know, to make it a little harder, like people who bow hunt and stuff, I have more respect for them than I do people like me who go out there with a 308 and a scope on it and can shoot it from 300 yards away.
Well, now, what about that one dude who he killed the bear with a spear?
Yeah.
And then the whole internet lit on fire hating on him because he went out there with a spear and killed it and didn't use a high-powered rifle or whatever.
Well, you can't do anything. Like, you just got to know if you're a hunter these days, you can't put anything online about it because you're going to get killed. People are not going to take it. Even if you kill a bear with a spear, which is about the most primitive thing you can do, you know? The most, like, back to our roots as a people group. I
mean, the bear... He had a better shot.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah. You can't, you know? I mean, you got to get pretty close with a spear.
Yeah. He had a camera like mounted on his spear.
Yeah.
So that you could see it. And then he posted the footage.
Yeah.
And, oh my
People went nuts.
Yeah. Worst person ever. Yeah.
I bet you all those people that went nuts are going crazy happy over this story though.
Oh yeah.
Because the deer struck back.
Yeah. Because a person died.
That's right. Not an animal.
Yeah. Not an animal.
Which I'm sure if he shot the animal, it eventually died anyways.
Right.
Like I said, let's divide that meat up, y'all.
Circle of life.
Yeah, exactly.
Or circle of death in this case.
True. Yeah. So tragedy, this guy died.
Yes.
But kind of wild the way it happened. And if you're hunting this winter,
be careful.
Be careful.
This is rare, but it can happen. And if you are out there with a muzzle loader, maybe go ahead and load up a second shot just in case.
Yes. When you're leaving your house in the morning, just know that not only do you have to be scared about your wife sleeping around on you while you're gone for hours, but also that the deer may attack and kill you.
Yes. Well, talking about, people dying.
Yeah. Let's keep on rolling. It's a happy, fun time.
Have I got a story for you?
Okay.
John, you're going to love this next story.
All right.
The title of the article is Hesitant Hitman Jailed Over Botched Assassination in China.
Oh, wow.
Okay. There's a Chinese businessman. His name was Tan Yuhai, I believe that is.
Nailed it.
Hired a hitman to take out his competition, and he was going to pay 282,000. I think it's what's their currency over there?
Yen.
I think that's Japanese. That's Japan.
Yeah.
Is it Kwai? I think maybe Kwai. Anyway,
I don't know.
It was 218,000 pounds.
Okay.
So he was going to pay that to the hitman to take out his competition.
Nice.
Well, the hitman, he went out and hires another hitman.
Oh, subcontracted.
He subcontracted another hitman for 141,000.
Okay. If I pocket 100,000 here, I don't have to do anything.
Yes. Well, now then that hitman goes and hires another hitman.
Wow.
Who goes and hires another hitman.
Wow.
Who goes and hires another hitman after that?
Man, like the last guy's got to be making like $25.
Well, now get this. The plan crumbled when the final hitman actually went and met the guy who is named only as Wei. And he met him in a cafe and he proposed that he faked his own death.
And then let's split what we got.
Yes.
Perfect.
All 6 men, the 5 hitman and Tan, were convicted of attempted murder by the court in Nanning, Guanai, following a trial that lasted 3 years.
3 years?
Yes.
Wow, man. We wrapped up the OJ trial quicker than that.
The saga of the subcontracted hitman dates back to a professional dispute in 2013 when Mr. Wei took legal action against Tan's firm, the Nanning Intermediate People's Court said on its website.
Wow.
Scared of losing money fighting a lengthy court case, Tan contacted hitman Ji Guannan, and it just goes from there, okay? Z accepted the job, but shortly afterwards asked another hitman, Mo Taigsang, to kill Mr. Wei instead, offering him, the money. After he accepted, the other guy renegotiated for more money to kill the guy. Mo got another guy, Yang Kangshin, who agreed to carry out.
I love just keep going with the names.
For an upfront fee. And then after him, he got another guy named Yang Guangxin.
No longs in this, by the way.
Yes.
Just want to point that out to everybody.
Finally, the chain came to an end when Yang Guangxin offered a 5th hitman, Ling Zhangji, 100,000. Again, I think that's Kwai to kill Mr. Wei.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of carrying out the murder, Ling met up with Mr. Wei in a cafe and told him that there was a hit on him and proposed a plan that the two of them fake his murder. Mr. Wei agreed to pose, gagged and bound for a photo that Ling could take back to the hitman that hired him before later reporting the case to the police. So Mr. Wei was like, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And then he goes straight to the cops.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the best move he can make.
The case initially went to trial in 2016, but the 6 defendants were acquitted due to lack of evidence. Prosecutors appealed against the decision, and a second trial lasted 3 years. Tan, who hired the original hitman, was sentenced to 5 years in prison, while Ji, the first hitman, was sentenced to 3 years and 6 months. So I just look forward to the reunion special when they all get out of jail and, come back on reality TV.
It'd be great.
It said that all the others were given 3 years and 3 months, except for Ling, who was sentenced to 2 years and 7 months. He was like the last guy on the chain. So this just goes to show you that, this is the problem with subcontracting
That's
jobs.
right. That's right.
And if you truly want something done right,
Gotta do it yourself.
you just got to do it yourself.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's subcontracting. We know in the construction world isn't always the best.
Right.
Because whichever subcontractor you're getting, whatever work he's going to do, he's going to claim the guy that was there didn't do his job right, thus making him take longer. And I guess it's true in Chinese hitman too.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the world coming to when you can't trust your Chinese hitman to do his own killing?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there should be, the honor among contract
Assassins.
murders. Yeah, assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, golly.
That's why you should, if you need that done, you need to hire a ninja.
Yeah. Well, I would say the Italian mafia would never stand for this. They won't let that fly.
No.
Nah, they'd get that taken care of real quick. Well, let's move on to another bizarre story, and my next 2 stories are PG-13, just so everybody knows. That's why we had to make Hudson leave at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Because he's only 11, and soon to be 12, though, in a few more months.
2 more years and he can listen to them.
Yeah, 2 more years so he can listen to a full show. He can sit in here with us for all of it. Florida fisherman lost at sea for 14 days claims he was sexually assaulted by mermaids.
Nice.
Yep.
High five.
Alvin McAllister, who is 72, by the way,
Okay.
was found on a small rocky islet 200 miles off the nearest coastline where he was shipwrecked 2 weeks ago, and he managed to survive off of several seagulls, mussels, and urchins. McAllister, for whom doctors do not fear for his life, was found suffering from intense hallucinations possibly caused by dehydration and the toxins of unidentified mussels he consumed on the small islet.
Right.
The patient shows some symptoms of extreme dehydration and is still under medical attention at the moment, and he is still suffering from mild hallucinations, a St. John Baptist Hospital spokesman told reporters. He described in graphic detail how he was forced to perform oral sex on the fish-like genitals of these aquatic creatures, not only onto the women, but also onto the men.
Well, now over here, I thought that was just called sushi. Is it not?
Yeah, I think that's right. That quote came from his brother, who is visibly in tears and was very grateful to find his brother.
Yeah.
Although McAllister does present abnormal injuries and inflammation to the genital and anal area, it is highly unlikely that he was sexually exploited or sodomized by living sea creatures, and these are possibly self-inflicted, explained one medical expert.
Well, now that's just blaming the victim.
Exactly.
Is this coming from Fox News? What news outlet is this?
This is from World News Daily Report.com. Okay?
Nice.
It's a trusted news source. Everybody knows that. Although McAllister's mental state is presently unstable, the doctors believe he should heal completely in the weeks to come after his body has expurgated. I don't even know that word. Expurgated the dangerous levels of toxins he has been exposed to.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the mental trauma from forced oral sex.
Oh, mermaids.
From mermaids and mermens.
Yes.
I don't know that you ever get rid of that, I feel sorry for this guy.
Well, now I watched Aquaman, so maybe it wouldn't be quite as traumatic as you would think.
I mean, we all would kiss Jason Momoa, right? But they don't all look like that,
What
right?
was his last name?
Momoa, isn't that his name? I don't know what his name
It's
is.
Momoa.
Yeah, Momoa. If I ever met him, I would call it the wrong name, straight up.
Yeah.
I like to do that.
And then try to kiss him.
Well, like, people who are like extremely good looking or like extremely popular and powerful people, I like to mess up their name just to bring them down a notch.
Yes.
That's a standard take from me.
Like, you're good looking and popular, but
Yeah.
that don't mean nothing to me.
No, right. Yeah. Like, hey, I barely even know who you are.
I'll call you Moma.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry I didn't know his name. I hadn't cut his poster out of my Tiger Beat magazine yet and hung it up on my wall. And now there's some girls on Facebook that I'm friends with. They need to calm down about it. Y'all are being a little bit creepy. I just want to say.
Well, now I'll just say, fortunately, Jason Momoa has yet to do a Hallmark movie.
True.
But the day he does is the day my wife gets caught in the Jason Momoa fever.
Yeah, some of the ladies are a little creepy about it.
The day he's like, back to Atlantis for Christmas for the holidays,
Christmas comes to Atlanta.
Yes.
This is completely off the subject, but it's always puzzled me that back when, what was the vampire movies that were like super popular with girls?
Was it
Twilight?
Yes.
Like there were like grown women like going crazy over these like vampires and stuff, and I was like,
and they were teenagers.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, y'all are creepy. Like if it was a bunch of grown men like lined up outside of the theater screaming and hollering about, like I'm team whatever Jason and
I'm team, Mary Kate.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
Team Ashley.
Yeah, right. And they would be like, put these guys in jail,
Yes.
But they're like grown women. They thought it was perfectly acceptable to do this.
Yeah.
You know, I was saying, hey, a little bit of, not that I'm a guy and I feel like men are being, singled out for being creepy here or anything. We got plenty of creeps on our side too.
I was about to say, let's carry the same attitude toward all creeps.
Yes, right. Yes, exactly. Right. Yeah. But anyways, back to mermaid guy here. I feel bad for him.
Yes.
You're 70, what? He was 72?
Yeah.
And you're forced to go down on a mermaid? That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Not cool. Gonna take a lot of mouthwash.
He probably didn't have any wasabi and soy sauce on the island either.
Gonna take a lot of mouthwash to get rid of that.
All right. Well, on to our next story here. And this is a bit controversial, but I'm anxious to talk about it. And I would also love to hear what people in the audience have to say about it too.
All right.
So, Georgia sheriff's no trick-or-treat signs trigger a lawsuit from sex offenders.
Okay.
A group of sex offenders in Georgia is suing the Butts County Sheriff's Office.
Butts County.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't stop it. Butts.
For posting no trick-or-treat signs on their homes.
Okay. A little scarlet letter for you there.
Yes. Yeah. The Butts County Sheriff said that he is using the signs to help keep kids safe, but the sex offenders argue that they are a violation of their right to free speech and privacy.
Okay.
The initiative began in 2018 when Butts County Sheriff Gary Long
cousin Gary.
Yeah.
Cousin Gary
directed deputies to place warning, no trick-or-treat at this address signs in the front yards of over 200 sex offenders registered in the county from October 24th to November the 2nd. The sheriff's office plans to use the same tactic again this year, and 3 registered sex offenders have filed suit.
Oh, wow.
In a Facebook post, Sheriff Gary Long said that he had instituted the signs as a result of the cancellation of a local Halloween festival, Halloween on the Square, and the subsequent influx of door-to-door trick-or-treaters. He said they had been following Georgia law in protecting children when they implemented the public warnings.
Okay.
The law allows the sheriff to put a list of registered sex offenders at his office, on the courthouse, and on the internet. The lead attorney for the petitioners, Mark, is going to name them. Mark Yurachek, told Fox 5 Atlanta, it does not allow him to go door to door telling people you have a sex offender living next door to you.
Oh.
I'm just not sure that this kind of action makes your kids feel any safer. Well, I would imagine it does the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yurachek said of the initiative, It just makes your constitutional rights less safe. The trespass stuff is pretty clear. They're coming onto their property and putting the signs on there. So if maybe they put them on the sidewalk, would that, could they get away with that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Their attorney argued that since the Georgia State Sex Offender Registry does not require offenders to post these signs, they shouldn't be forced by a local deputy to have them displayed outside their homes. They are individuals who have been brave enough to not be afraid to let the public know that they are registered sex offenders.
Well,
that's required by law.
Yeah, that's pretty much required by law.
I don't know if I would go saying that's stunning and brave.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
Yeah. Well, this is their attorney, though.
Yes. But are also not willing to tolerate this unlawful action by the sheriff, said Yurchek. Registrants have no obligation to inform the public of their status, according to the attorney. I understand that there are a lot of people who think that this is a great idea, who think, yeah, this protects my kids, but what they should be thinking about is, does this protect my rights? Yurchek said. Long said that regardless of the judge's ruling on Thursday, he would do everything within the law to protect the community's children. Other counties in Georgia also use the no trick-or-treat signs, such as Monroe County and Lamar County. In Monroe County, if a offender didn't want the sign in their yard, they had to wait in the lobby of the local sheriff's office during trick-or-treat hours on Halloween. Wow. So if we're going to put the sign in your yard, and if you're not cool with it, we'll take the sign down, but you got to come hang out at the sheriff's office.
Well, that's what my first thought was, why don't you just take the sign up? You know? Like if
it's your house, just take it up.
Like you walking out the front door to go to work or whatever, and you got a, hey, don't trick or treat at this house sign. You just pull it out and throw it in the trash. What are they going to do?
Well, they're going to pull you over every time they see you.
Harass you.
Give you a ticket.
Yeah. I don't want to take the sides of sex offenders, but I feel like this sheriff's making me do that. This seems like a little excessive. Seems like a better plan would be, hey, let's send out a letter to all our sex offenders and say, hey, to help with community relations and everything, why don't you guys just leave your porch lights off on Halloween night and don't worry about giving out candy to anybody. We strongly urge you to do that. You know, the last thing we want is a parent to come up to your door, realize you're a sex offender, and then cause a big ruckus about it. And that's the last thing that you want to as a sex offender, probably too, who's trying to rehabilitate your life. So that would have been the wise and prudent thing, I feel like.
I would say that they didn't help their argument with all the free candy signs they were putting up around their house.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like I say, I don't want to take the side of sex offenders, but that seems a little excessive on the sheriff's department's part.
I mean, this stuff is on the internet. And,
I check pretty regularly, actually.
I was about to say, I mean, like you said, there's a part of me that, you know, thinks this is a good idea because it is important. I think it's more important that we protect kids than we protect these sex offenders.
I already know there's none in my neighborhood right now.
Yeah, but maybe, but I mean, maybe a little bit of the onus should be on parents to just look this stuff up.
Yeah, not hard to find.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, it's got their picture and everything.
And then when you see them in public, you point and you stare and you don't stop. And anyone who asks you what you're pointing at, you say, the sex offender over there.
That guy's a sex offender right there. Yeah. Or lady. I mean, ladies can be creepy too. We just talked about that. A lot of female teachers getting rang up and arrested here lately too. So, you know, some of y'all, I mean, we're all creeps, I guess, both genders, depending on whichever one you identify with. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate the idea, but also don't know that the next step would be, hey, this guy got arrested for drugs. Don't trick or treat at his house. So he's going to put LSD on your sweet tarts or whatever.
Or there's razor blades and candy at this house.
Yeah. Like, where do we draw the line? I mean, I get it. Maybe we draw the line at sex offenders. And if that's the case, let's pass a law that says, hey, sex offenders, you're going to have a sign in your yard that says nobody gets to trick or treat there because, you know, you can't stop violating other people.
Are there any communities that have sprung up, like made up of sex offenders?
Only sex offenders?
You would think that at some point someone's tried that.
I don't know. I think it's called Brookwood. That's a little close to home. Nobody's going to get that in the country of Auckland. But yeah. I was saying, I checked the county registry not long ago. There seem to be a lot of them gravitating out to that area. Okay, let's move on. Speaking of sex offenders.
Okay.
Let's move on to this one. You've seen the Disney movie Frozen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Sorry.
like Libby went through a whole phase we watched a million times.
I mean, well, I was going to say, talking about, grown women, getting into stuff. My wife I've got 2 boys.
Yeah, right.
And my wife is the reason we watched Frozen.
Okay. Yeah.
She was on board the hype train.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it took the world by storm.
It did.
It did.
It's made, I think it is currently the number 1, like, Disney movie that's made money. You know what number 2 is?
What?
Number 2 is Lion King.
Okay. Makes sense.
The old one.
Yeah.
You know what number 3 is?
Cinderella.
Big Hero 6.
Okay.
How about that one?
Wow.
No one would think it, but it did make a ton of money.
Huh.
So,
Got my picture made with a Big Hero robot or whatever when I was at Disney World.
Baymax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so a man is arrested for having sex with a Frozen character stuffed animal in front of horrified shoppers at a Florida Target store. Do you want to guess which one? Which character? Stuffed character?
Well, I'm going to hope it's not Sven.
Was it Sven?
Okay, thank you, Lord.
It was Olaf.
Not as bad as Sven.
A man has been arrested for having sex with a stuffed Olaf snowman toy in front of horrified shoppers at a Target store in Florida.
Now, see, this is the guy that we absolutely should put a no trick-or-treating sign in this guy's yard.
Yeah, I'm rethinking my stance. Cody Metter was detained on Tuesday afternoon after repulsed eyewitnesses claimed they saw him dry humping. Okay, he's just dry humping the large snowman toy from Disney's Frozen at the store in St. Petersburg. Metter then entered the toy department and reportedly proceeded to do the same with a large stuffed unicorn toy, a police report says. Eyewitnesses told police they saw the man lay the stuffed Olaf toy on the floor at around 2 p.m. at the shop in Pinellas Park. Authorities say he ejaculated on the toy before replacing it on the shelf.
Okay, that's not dry humping.
No, that is definitely not.
If you get to completion, that's not dry humping.
Right. And seeking out a large unicorn stuffed animal, which he also ejaculated on.
Oh, no.
And man, Cody got some stamina, I mean, I got to take my hat off to him on that front. Well, good job.
I mean,
I used to lay down for a nap or 2 in between, but whatever,
This reminds me of the bull float guy.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly right. The defiled toys were later removed from the store and destroyed. Thank you.
Are you sure? Did you make sure?
Metter has admitted to doing stupid stuff and said that he ejaculated on the toy. And he was charged with criminal mischief. I feel like criminal mischief.
They did more than some mischief.
That was a little more than mischief.
Yes.
According to an affidavit attained by the Smoking Gun. He's previously been arrested for a similar offense when he was caught picking up a stuffed animal from the shelves of a Walmart store in Brooksville and playing with himself with it.
Oh, man.
He's habitual stuffed animal abuser here. He was charged with indecent exposure and a criminal mischief in 2015. And here's a precious picture of Olaf. Some say Olaf was asking for it. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, clearly Olaf is not dressed properly,
I feel bad that he had to have a carrot for a nose and not a piece of coal.
So I really don't know what else to say about this story other than it's just pretty bizarre.
The only thing else I have to say is, hey, you know what? No trick-or-treat signs are a good idea.
Well, and that Disney fandom is the worst of all fandoms, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this proves it.
Even worse than LSU.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love LSU fans. They're fun, which they're coming to town week after next, so that'll be good.
And I'm not aware, LSU fans never, teabagged anybody to Crystal that I'm aware of.
An Alabama fan did.
Yes.
That's right. That was an Alabama fan. We have some winners in our fan base. People always try to holler at me. Not holler at me, but make fun of me like, oh, Alabama's got trashy fans. I'm like, well, man, I can't help it. They like the same team I do.
Yes.
I'm sorry we're good, and people like us. And we have people who sexually assault a passed out customer at a Crystals and poison trees and shoot their spouses and
wait until we're bad again.
Yeah,
and
right.
our fan base will be cut in half.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. A lot of these like super huge Bama fans that I
Yeah.
see like on Facebook and stuff, I always think to myself like, I don't remember you back when we were horrible.
Right.
Like, you weren't saying anything back then, so whatever. Anyways, just be careful if you go to Target, guys and ladies, you know, and maybe Frozen wasn't such a good idea to make as popular as we did. Just let it go.
And also, this may be why in the future we don't just have the stuffed animals up on a shelf. We have to put them in a box or bind some kind of plastic.
Right. Oh, yeah. There'll be one of those boxes like the 37 twist ties inside of it.
Yes.
You know, is there anything more frustrating than opening up a kid's toy?
And this is why.
Yeah, I know.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly. That kills me though. Christmas morning or whatever, which luckily, except for Libby, most of my kids are out of the getting toys.
Right.
But having to unbox all that stuff and get wire cutters to cut things loose and everything, it just make you hate a shoplifter.
I always like to, especially when my boys were smaller. Well, one of them still is small, so I guess I hadn't completely got away from that. But I like to open up all the toys and put batteries in them and have them ready to go, so that when the kids get up on Christmas morning, I mean, yeah, they open up their presents, but there is no, well, wait for Daddy to put it together or get the batteries. They're just play.
I think part of the agony of waiting for it to get put together and watching your dad just pissed off, you know, on a Christmas morning is part of the Christmas magic.
Not at my house.
Yeah, no, at my house. That's a tradition in my house.
At my house, your toys, you can play with them as soon as you get them open.
No, you got to wait for Dad to throw a fit and like toss a pair of pliers across the living room and glare at Mom. You know, that's all part of the Christmas experience in the long.
But as soon as the camera gets turned on, it's all smiles.
It's all smiles, right? Yes.
And you turn the camera off, and it's like, well, I told you to get this version and not that version.
Like, you know that train set we gave you?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if y'all use it. You could sold it or thrown it away or whatever. But that thing, like, it was multiple years of sets of that coming into our house. And, buddy, every one of them was strapped in like that. And I used to just hate the day that Deidre ever bought the first one because, it's great and it could grow. We could buy more stuff to go with it and all that. But anyways, those things sell for pretty expensive on eBay too if you ever get rid of it.
Oh, man. Well, hey, maybe we'll give them back to you when Josiah's done with them.
No. Y'all keep them.
Okay.
I mean, throw or sell them, do whatever. I don't care.
We'll have a giveaway.
Yeah, right. We give away piece by piece.
Yes.
You know, if you leave a review, you get one set of Fisher Price Geo Tracks, you know, train set.
For my last story of the day, we have a inventor who has developed a rain machine. He says, we don't want to con anyone. Inventor charging $50,000 for rain denies preying on farmers. A controversial inventor accused of preying on vulnerable farmers by promising to make it rain has insisted that they are in no way want to con anyone.
Oh, wow.
David Miles from Miles Research has been peddling weather modification technology for nearly 2 decades, previously under the name Acquiesce, in which the Victorian government highly criticized in 2006. Mr. Miles is currently offering 3-month rain contracts to farmers in Victoria's grain belt for $50,000 on a success basis. The competition regulator has warned against doing business with him, but says that it is powerless to stop him. It's preying on people's desperation, Australian Competition and Consumer Commission Deputy Chairman Mick Go told ABC Radio on Wednesday. If you want to prosecute, a court requires you to prove, essentially, that there's no basis for the claims being made, and that is a very difficult thing to do. By far, the very best defense against them is widespread consumer education. It's up to individuals, obviously, to make up their own mind. If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. Speaking to news.com.au on Wednesday, Mr. Miles accused the ACC of defaming him. How can they do that without looking at our contracts? We are success-based, and we don't deliver rain. If we don't deliver rain, we don't get paid.
Okay.
He waits for it to rain, and then he hashes his paycheck, I guess. I think the ACC probably jumped the gun in making that comment. They've never seen the contracts and they haven't spoken to me. We don't mind skepticism, but the government needs to be careful not to defame us as they did in 2006. Mr. Miles said he currently had a small private group of farmers in Wimmera, let's just say a handful, who have seen results of his pilot program. They signed the agreement that if by the end of June they'd received 100 millimeters, they pay $50,000, and if they receive 50 millimeters, then they would pay $25,000.
Wow.
Anything under half, we don't want to be paid, he said. One member of the group told ABC Radio that they were happy with the service. I got involved because it sounded good, the fact that you can control weather, because as a farmer, rainfall is everything, he told the broadcaster. I wonder if this is like a guy who this Miles guy got to say this.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think the evidence is out there. If you look at the forecast, what's meant to come, and all of a sudden it increases dramatically, you know that he's behind it. And I reckon I haven't seen such good crops in this district ever, everywhere. Mr. Miles refuses to reveal how his technology works, saying that he fears it could be stolen by competitors or weaponized by the government.
Well, HARP.
Yes.
Yeah, we already know about HARP. Everybody knows about HARP.
He says he wants to raise $10 million to build a facility to fully develop and improve the technology. There's no way we want to con anyone, he said. Our best approach at the moment is to put up a risk-free model so that farmers can get some rain and we can get some income to get a facility. We've been able to make adjustments to approaching weather, and we want to be able to offer that to the rest of Australia.
Huh.
So,
well, you know, it's wild that I know this, and the only reason that I know this is because of a Widespread Panic song. But the city of like San Diego, I think it was San Diego, hired a rainmaker like in the beginning. This is like early 1900s.
Right.
His name was Hatfield. And he like came and apparently they had like their wettest 3 or 4 week period on record right after he came by. So maybe it works. I don't know.
I don't know.
So anyways, maybe there's something to it. Or these guys are just grifters, and more than likely that's what it is.
Well, I would just like to say that me and Sean offer a luck service for anyone out there who likes to gamble.
Yeah.
And you only pay 10%, but you only pay that if you win.
Yeah.
If you don't win, we don't take your money.
Yeah.
This is no risk.
No risk at all.
But if you want some extra luck for your Vegas trip, you pay us 10% and we'll transfer this amount of luck to your account.
Right.
And you just take the winnings, man.
Yeah.
And you only pay us 10% if you win.
Stack cash with Earth Oddity Podcast.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. I was thinking we may need to get into online betting or something.
Yeah.
Like offering a bookmaking service or something.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to do that, but a lot of people gamble. So
right.
I personally don't gamble. I'm fascinated by gambling, but I don't have self-control, so I don't gamble.
But again, this is a no-risk model.
Yeah, this may be the beginning of our Earth Oddity bookmakers. You know, I don't know that we can do that being based in Alabama, though.
Odd cash.
Odd cash. Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's pretty good. We're making odds. You know, we can make odds on games and stuff.
Yes.
That's solid.
Yes.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get into it.
We totally do.
I mean, if people will pay a guy to make rain come, surely they pay us.
And I mean, this isn't just for, people use our luck service primarily for gambling, but, maybe if you want to use it for your romantic life or something else.
Yeah.
Again, you only pay us if you score.
I did have an idea for a segment if we could get people to participate. Or I know there's probably like a Reddit group where people write in for relationship advice.
Yeah.
And we could just read their thing and give a comment on what we think they should do,
Mm-hmm.
Or, like my husband always leaves the seat up after he pees, and then we could just be like, well, why are you being so selfish for? It's just putting the seat down or,
yeah,
whatever. We could give our thoughts on that. So if anybody wants to write in for relationship advice, I've been in a successful relationship for 25 years now. So
nice.
I'd be glad to help anybody out. I want people to have happy relationships. Okay. I don't know why I got the coughs today. Probably shouldn't have smoked so many cigarettes this morning. I'm kidding. I didn't smoke any cigarettes. I just had a conversation with Crit while he was smoking. So, that was a little inside joke too. Okay, let's move. Well, I'm done with stories. You done with stories?
I'm done.
Okay. Okay, we want to thank our sponsor, world famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice, for their support. Check them out at CajunCurl.com. You can order the spice and the Cajun Curl cutter for potatoes right there on CajunCurl.com. It was created on the Elm Bayou in Evangeline Parish, Louisiana, and it's the seasoning that goes on everything. If you like cooking or eating, this is a spice for you. Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice goes well with chicken, beef, pork, potatoes, mermaid genitals, and anything else you can think of putting it on. The spiral potato cutter is absolutely amazing. It's easy to use, it's easy to clean, and it will allow you to make your own chips using the Cajun Curl spice. Look, I just want to disclaimer right now, only good on mermaid genitals. You may not want to use it on your loved ones, okay? Before we get in trouble. Only on mermaid genitals. Just want to get that straight out. If you're stranded on a deserted island and whipping up a batch of homemade potato chips, maybe you won't be forced to do nasty things to mermaids. Yeah. And let me tell you something, the chips with the Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice on them will change your life. On the website, CajunCurl.com, you can not only order Bayou Blended Spice, but the Cajun Curl chip cutter as well, and you can find recipes that are absolutely mind-blowing. Also on CajunCurl.com, you can locate your nearest retailer or order your own there. Here locally, it is available at Vowels Fresh Market on Skyland, South's Finest Meats, Mark's Mart in Northport, and Piggly Wiggly in Northport as well. And if your local grocer doesn't carry world-famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice, ask them to start stocking it now. All of their products are made in the USA, so not only do you enjoy the taste of Cajun Curl, but you also feel patriotic while you enjoy your meal. It's all natural, low salt, it has a little kick to it, but it doesn't burn your lips. World-famous Cajun Curl Bayou Blended Spice. Taste the spice, but not the heat. CajunCurl.com. Check them out and use our promo code EOP10. That's EOP and the number 10 to get a 10% discount.
Because we ask that you use the spice, but we don't ask you to pay full price.
Right.
Okay, we have a review here.
All right.
Now we're getting towards the bottom of the barrel here.
Okay.
And you know what we do when we get to the end of the barrel, don't you?
Right.
We turn to podchaser.com.
That's right.
So, Squirrel on podchaser.com.
Wonder who that could be.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
Wonder who that could be.
This podcast is my weekly adventure into the odd happenings of the world. Fun, witty, and clean, all with a southern drawl.
All right.
So there you go. 5 stars.
Yay. Thanks, Squirrel, whoever you are.
Now, to everyone else out there, next week, we're not going to have anything to talk about.
That's right.
So
leave us a review.
We're going to need a review or an email.
Yeah,
if you've already left it,
good.
You leave us an email.
What about a voicemail?
A voicemail.
Which I forgot how to sign into Google Voice.
Okay.
So I don't even know. We may have 50 of them in there. I don't know.
No, I get an email if we get one.
All
so
right.
we don't. But,
good. That's good to know.
My buddy Kevin, he does the Where's the Line podcast.
I've heard of that podcast before.
A good podcast for those with a strong stomach.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't make it through an episode.
Yes.
It actually is a really good podcast.
Well produced, if you're into the macabre.
And Kevin has a really great voice.
He does. He has way better voice than me.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's like butter, being poured over your ears, talking about people being fused to toilets and stuff. Yeah.
But they're actually doing really well right now because they got mentioned by Hollywood Crime Scene podcast or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And so now they're doing really well.
Oh.
And he says that they are backed up on voicemails.
Wow.
He said, y'all need a new number, but you need to have something that spells out.
Because his does spell something curious. True. Yes. Yeah.
But he told me, he's like, sometimes I'll think about calling it, but I don't ever remember the number.
Wow.
And I don't go to the truck. Because we live in an age where all you got to do is click on something.
Yeah.
So, no one ever remembers the number. We need to find another phone number that actually spells out something.
Maybe that's the case.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe Kevin unlocked it for us. I mean, now he's doing really well. Wouldn't mind a shout out for Earth Oddity. Just gonna throw that in there, you know.
He did message me and says he would like to have us on another time, but we haven't had him on ours yet. So we need to bring him over here.
Well, we need to record it at his place.
Yeah, because he's got a nice setup,
and he don't want to sit in a closet with us.
No.
You know, like two Baptists.
No
in a
matter
closet.
how attractive you are,
that feels like a entrapment into being shared the gospel or something. You know, he would go for that.
I mean, we've already told him we're trying to start a cult. So.
That's right. Yeah. He did say he was in on it, though.
He did.
This may be an organizational meeting right here.
All right.
If you get in on the ground floor of the Earth Oddity cult, I feel like things could go pretty good for you.
And when they ask you to show up in your tidy whities, and me and John are wearing black robes, and there's candles, there's nothing weird.
Nothing weird at all.
No.
That's standard.
I would like to say that hopefully that there will be a Facebook event created by the time that this actually goes out.
Yeah.
But December 13th, it's going to be at noon. And it's going to be at the J.D. Allen Ministries warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
We are doing a live show.
Ooh.
There is going to be, we're hoping to get maybe some sack lunches.
Yeah.
And some cookies and some hot cocoa.
Okay.
And this is going to be a time for us to do a live show and hopefully for people to come by on their lunch hour.
Yeah.
And just donate to the ministry. And again, this is money going to buy beds for kids who don't have beds.
Right. Yeah. So come out unless you hate kids.
Yeah. If you don't come, you hate kids.
Yeah.
And we'll pray for you.
Yeah. They'll definitely pray for you.
And this is going to be called the Off the Floor Show because that's their hashtag. So
hashtag off the floor.
Let's get these poor kids off the floor.
Right.
Get them a bed.
Bedding. Right.
Yes.
If only they knew somebody in the furniture business. Wow. It's weird.
Yeah.
I was kidding. We've done stuff. Our company has done stuff with them before. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So
make your plans to come on out. New Zealanders, Aucklanders, fly on in.
It's just a short 8-hour flight.
Yeah, probably more than that. Probably like 13-hour flight.
Yes.
Just come on in for a 1-hour show.
He also said that he's going to be doing some work on his website, and he was going to try to get it to where, say you are in California and you don't want to drive all the way across the country to come.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
It's your chance to meet me and Tiny. That's a pretty big deal.
But you can still donate online.
Yeah, right. So December 13th at noon.
Yes.
Yes, at SD Allen Ministries. And we'll create a Facebook event for it. Mm-hmm. And, we'll both be pumping it up.
It's going to be awesome.
You got plenty of time.
Yes.
As we record this on today, it is October 27th. So we're giving you more than a month's notice to travel from whatever country you're in. Sadie, love to see you come from England. It'd be really awesome,
Yes.
You guys can all crash at Tiny's house. It's totally cool.
We have a spacious 1,100 square foot house.
I may have 5 bedrooms, but y'all can't stay with me, okay?
That 2 of would fit inside John's house.
I'm rich. I'm sorry. I pretended to be poor for so long, but I'm rich. And, really, this is my wife's house. Her name's on everything. My name is on nothing. I thought it would make it easier when she left.
It's going to make it easier for her to kick you out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just cut through some red tape, less to have to pay lawyers and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, come on in. Y'all can stay at Tiny's house and, I'll come over and visit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm kidding. Y'all could stay with me too.
All right.
You got to share a room with a foster kid though. So get ready.
Yes. Well, I guess that's it. You got anything else?
No, I just wanted to say that, I appreciate everybody listening. We've got a lot of good feedback here lately from people, and I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I know I goof off and I act like I'm a callous human being, but I really need the validation of strangers on the internet. So,
well, that's what we do this for, right?
Right, exactly.
It's just so people to tell us how funny and witty we are.
Exactly. I have very low self-esteem, so I need that. And I just want to say thank you. And once again, just ask you to tell somebody about the show,
Yes.
We are going to have some T-shirts at some point that are going to go live in Ohio, I think.
Yeah.
So if you're in Ohio, get ready to get an Earth Oddity T-shirt. So,
oh yeah,
our buddy JD, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to print some up. He's got a friend in it, and he's going to sell some T-shirts for us.
All right. So
hit him up. I'm sure we'll have a post in the group about it. You know?
I think there's already one there. So
there
find
was.
it,
Yeah, go find it and tell him you want one.
Oh, and if you're not in our group,
yeah,
I know that this is going to make us sound like boomers, but you can join our Facebook group.
That's right. You can. You can try to find me on Twitter too if you're one of the younger people.
But you'll fail.
That's right. I do have a Snapchat too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I made one because Thomas had one, and I was like, man, this would be fun, and I can keep track of it, and he never interacts with me in it. So Deidre made one during lunch today at Waffle House,
Yeah.
and so now me and Deidre are connected on Snapchat because we never see each other.
I'll have to add you. I have one too, but now I just did it for the filters because my son loves to take funny photos.
Yeah,
So
I've yet to do anything.
Okay.
on it. I really don't even understand how to use it. That's how old I
I didn't know it was a social media app beyond just the crazy filters you can use on your camera.
Well, I always thought it was a way to send naked photos to somebody else.
And it automatically delete the photo.
Well, yeah, I would say, and my coworkers have filed several suits against me. And I apologize. I just misunderstood what it was for.
He had no idea that you could take a screenshot of the shot.
Yeah, I just assumed that that's what we used it for. So I just want to apologize to several of you, for that. That was my bad. That's on me.
All right. Well, I guess that's it.
That's it.
You have been listening to Earth Oddity Podcast, and we thank you so much for listening to us, no matter where you get us, whether you get us from Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio,
Castbox.
We're on them all.
That's right. That's where my mom gets it, Castbox.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. For those of you who use Castbox, leave a comment.
Yeah,
We'll
we
talk
can
to
interact with you.
I follow
right,
it. So,
yeah. Follow us on Facebook. Join the group. You can be my friend on Facebook. I don't
Absolutely.
care. I'm annoying as all get out, but you can still be my friend on Facebook.
If you want to tweet the show has a Twitter handle @_Earth Oddity.
That's right.
And we also post pictures on Instagram every now and again.
I forgot this week, but I had a very active week. Sorry.
That's _Earth Oddity on Instagram.
Yep.
Again, you can send us an email.
Yep.
We are earthoddity@planetmail.net.
Right.
And if all of that fails, we have a phone number that doesn't spell out anything witty or humorous.
No. Get your pen out, Kevin. All right? Everybody get a pen ready. Here comes a phone number. All right, press pause, go get a pen, come back. All right. It's 662-493-2059. That's 662-493-2059.
We hope everyone out there has an excellent week. Earth Oddity for the Fringe Radio Network signing off.
Love y'all.
Bye.
This has been a Very Odd production. Thanks for listening.